So today I'm about 20 minutes outside of Wanaka and I'm about to head up one of my favourite trails, and I think it's also one of the most underrated short tracks that we have here on the South Island. So we're going to go up Rocky Mountain. I'm just going to get myself ready and then we're going to have a look at the map and start heading up. So I'm all ready, I've got my pack, even though it's a really short walk, just because we're here in New Zealand, you never know what's going to happen, all that sort of stuff. I actually like to take water with me every time. I have a first aid kit and I have my jacket. It's probably actually going to get quite warm today. It's very cloudy at the moment. You see the car park's only got about 4 cars in it. The main action's at Roy's, which is about 10 minutes down the road. So today we are going to start here at the car park. We are heading up to Diamond Lake and we're going to head around the east side of Rocky Mountain up to the summit, and then we'll come back down the other side. We might head out to Lake Wanaka Lookout just to have a look, although we get great views from up here at the summit, and then we'll come back down around the other side of the lake and back to the car park. Let's go. Heading up the first climb, and you can see on the mountains across the way the line from the sun coming up. We have a bit of an inversion layer at the moment, which will probably burn off in the next half hour to an hour, hopefully, so we get some good views. But yeah, at the moment it's just poking through the horizon and onto the mountains, making that awesome line underneath the clouds. As you can see, we made it to Diamond Lake. The reason it's called Diamond Lake is because it used to, in the winter, set so hard that you could actually skate on it, hard as a diamond. I haven't actually ever seen it set like frozen that much. It's come close, but not to the point where I'd be happy to walk out on it and spend a good amount of time. So behind us you can see the sunrise, and you can also see over here, that's Roy's Peak. I have a heap of friends running up and down there at the moment. Yeah, what a great time to be here, hey? Just heading up my least favourite bit. Not really a fan of stairs on trail, but it's very rocky here and there's quite a few rock slides. I actually couldn't use this track for a couple of months a few years ago because of big rock fall. But yeah, heading up, nice views. Lake's just down there, Diamond Lake. Let's keep going. So we're coming up on one of my favourite parts of Rocky Mountain. You can see the trail's quite rocky, Rocky Mountain. And just up here, if I can get there, there is what is, when it rains, it's a waterfall. And you still have to traverse up it, but at the moment, because it is quite dry, there's no real water. At least there wasn't last weekend when I was out here. So last weekend I came out and went 3/4 of the way up, but today we're going to the summit. First time for me in about 6 months. Alrighty. So that's the trail up there. We're gonna go. Usually there's lots of water, not today. So we're coming up on what is the last really steepish climb to the top. Just to give you a bit of an idea about the changing conditions here. So this morning I started in a t-shirt. It's about middle of March. I did have gloves on to start just because I run cold, but they're gone now. It's lovely and warm. I have actually been up this trail, I think it was mid-July, and it was basically an ice river. All these bluffs behind me had icicles coming off them, and this trail, it was just slick ice. This loop tends to take me around 90 minutes, 2 hours hiking if I'm just stopping and taking a video or taking pictures. That day with a running friend, I think it took us 2.5 hours just because everything was so slick, but very beautiful. So obviously there's a big temperature range here in Otago. Just one of those things you need to know, be prepared for when you come out hiking. So here we are coming down the other side. You get views all the way down this way, but I kind of like to come down here just because when I'm climbing I tend to be very concentrated and focused on where I'm going with the feet, and when I'm coming down I'm looking up a bit more and I can see the views, which is lovely. So nice. It's a bit overgrown. This is actually high tramping season, so in summer, start of spring, it's quite overgrown, but Doc do try and keep it fairly manageable, although I have been through here at times where it's been a complete bog or it's been like up to chest height with the grass. Not very often, but it does happen. Hey sheep! Hola! Don't know if sheep speak Spanish. What do you reckon? So we're just coming up to Wanaka viewpoint. This is actually a nice little shorter version of the whole Rocky Mountain. Quite often we will send visitors here just to come up to this section. You don't have to go right to the top and you still get gorgeous views. Really good for little kids too, who like to hike. Mind you, I see plenty of kids on the summit here at Rocky as well, working their way up to that one over there always. And there's a nice little seat up here that you can come and have a rest, have a drink, have a snack, and you can either keep going to the top or head back down. That's Glendew Bay over there. Nice campground. And looking up towards the neck. Little paraglider. Probably trying to catch a thermal to get up, I would guess. Probably come over here or over to the Glendew Bluffs. Sorry, but it looks like it's descending pretty quick, so don't know how good that's going to be. Just as an aside, probably noticed the track up before when we were closer to the top was quite rugged, so the section up to the Wanaka viewpoint is actually well graded tracks, which is why it's another good choice for sending visitors and people who aren't quite as confident on more technical trail. Good one for trail runners who are just learning to run on trail, because it's mostly well graded, like I said, whereas the other one is quite rocky and technical in places. So it's good for practice. I actually come out here a lot to practice my technical trail running because it's somewhere I know well, and I can just keep going up and down. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to climb out. There's a nice big landing spot down on, so it should be fine. So that's it, Rocky Mountain. Awesome little run or hike, whichever you want to do. Lots of variation, lots of different options, because you can just go up to the lake or you can go up to the viewpoint or all the way to the summit. And lots of different grades on the walk as well. So you've got the nicely groomed trail up to the viewpoint, and then after that you've got some nice techie sort of stuff. But the views all the way, which I absolutely love. I'm going to head off grab a coffee and enjoy the rest of my day. Hope you do too.